I'm here at the Legacy EV booth at Barrett-Jackson 2022 with Rob from Legacy EV, dude. So tell me, first of all, can you introduce yourself and also tell me about this car?
Yes, my name is Rob Ward. I'm with Legacy EV. This is a 1966 Cadillac Coupe de Ville convertible that we have made fully electric.
Okay, so how did this idea come about?
Well, for me, Legacy EV is a company with a focus on education and parts distribution. So we're helping a lot of different shops build EV programs where we train their people and we provide them all the components needed for a fully integrated EV power plant.
Okay, so let's dig in. So obviously this used to be a V8 powered beast.
Yes, it was.
So how did you go about this, and what do you have underneath here?
Yes, so we made the decision in March of last year to completely rebuild this car. Stripped it down. We removed the old power plant. We say 2,000 to 3,000 parts come out, about 60 components go in. So the repower itself turns into a fairly simple process once you understand exactly what you're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Our issue in the industry is the knowledge gap between an existing ICE automotive technician and an EV technician.
Yeah.
Hence the reason we built a certified technician program. Now this vehicle specifically has...
Yeah, let's look inside.
Has 400 horsepower, about 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. Has a 55 kilowatt-hour battery pack. This red box is part of that.
Okay.
The second part of the battery pack resides where the old gas tank used to sit.
Okay.
And that offers approximately 100-mile range, maybe up to 120, depending on how you're driving it.
So why did you choose, I mean, a little bit smaller battery, right?
Yes, my goal with the smaller battery pack is to prove to people that range anxiety is a thing, and people are asking for larger battery packs. They want as much range as they can get.
Right. And
you know, the industry, we've got a 95% of daily commutes are 65 miles or less, and a 100-mile battery pack works for daily driving. I understand that doesn't work for everybody, but we get a lot of requests for 250 miles, 300 miles or more, even 400 miles. And the biggest cost of the EV power plant is the battery pack. So I personally can daily drive this vehicle, charge it at night. Charge time ranges from 6 to 12 hours, depending on what charging system you end up going with.
So it's kind of like level 2.
Yeah.
And you can do it at your home as well. Yeah.
There is potential for fast charging in the future. One thing we like to tell people or educate people on is that's not something you're going to have in your home. It takes an 800 to 1200 amp service. That's like your home service plus your 3 neighbors' houses, so.
Right, but it makes sense. I mean, if on a level 2, like a 240 volt circuit, right, in your laundry room. Yeah. I mean, you can use something like that.
Absolutely.
And charge it overnight still.
Yeah.
So what are some of the components here? I see a lot of wires and some cooling circuits as well.
Yep, so the cooling system is for the motor controllers, and the wire you're seeing is the high voltage wire to get from the motors to the battery box. And then one thing we like to talk about is all of the items that used to be ran off a pulley, any pumps off the front of the motor, so like a power steering pump or air conditioning compressor, even vacuum. We solve all those problems through the 12 volt DC system. So now, rather than being powered through the inverter, through the alternator, it is powered through an inverter attached to the main battery pack. But your 12 volt system, headlights, turn signals, brake, all that stuff is still powered off the same 12 volt system. Pretty simple, actually.
So you're not giving up like air conditioning or even the power operated top?
Yep, all of it still works.
Yeah, I mean, is the top hydraulic or something else?
Yes, it has a hydraulic pump that requires electricity to.
So show me the inside a little bit.
Yeah, a couple things.
Because you did a lot of other touches, right?
Oh yes, there's a lot of. Let's focus on the wheels for a minute. That's probably my favorite part of this vehicle. This is A one-off wheel built by EVOD in California. It is what we did was we took the stock 15-inch hubcap and stretched it out in AutoCAD to a 20-inch wheel and had them make a one-off custom set of wheels. The center caps float, so while you're driving, that Caddy emblem stays flat.
Very sweet.
We're very proud of these wheels. EVOD should be proud of them as well.
Yeah.
We had all the chrome stripped and redone by Ogden Chrome. Repainted by Burgess Customs up in Washington State. And one of my favorite features of this vehicle is the steering wheel. The steering wheel was refinished by Pearlcraft in Australia.
Okay. So this is like a worldwide component car.
It is. It's a car we're pretty proud of. Then you got Dakota digital gauges and airlift, air ride management system.
Yeah, I think that's also kind of the mismatch for somebody trying to do this conversion, right?
Yeah.
How do I connect my gauges? You know, how do I integrate it into my vehicle,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep. So we've been able to integrate with Classic Instruments, Dakota Digital, and even stock gauges. So your gas gauge becomes your battery level
state of
gauge.
charge.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can repurpose gauges, and then obviously we're working with Dakota Digital on having actual EV gauges. So everything's labeled as an EV.
Yeah. Or you can keep the classic look, I guess, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, let's walk around a little bit to see the gauges a little bit up close.
The other feature we're proud of is obviously the red interior, red leather interior, and we did add heated seats. So if you got the top down, it's kind of cool outside. That heated seat's nice.
I can't believe how long this car is.
Yeah, we are 224 inches long.
That's like a pickup truck. That's like a crew cab.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a look. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's like 10 feet, and it's like half the car. So it's got presence for sure.
Yeah.
This car got presence. I want to take a closer look to the on the gauges. Man, the steering wheel looks really special.
Thank you. It is. It's like a piece of jewelry.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, go for it.
So what kind of reception are you getting? Are you getting, I see a lot of people kind of stopping by.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big car, but then they look underneath. What are you hearing from people?
I have been so pleasantly surprised with people's willingness to adopt electric vehicles.
Yeah.
It was just a couple years ago that you felt like there was a lot of hesitation, a lot of head shaking, a lot of, I don't know about this. And just in 2 years' time, we've seen an adoption rate that I think most people in the industry have probably underestimated. When I talk to manufacturers, a lot of these components, we're all experiencing significant increases in requests for parts. And car buddies that I've been friends with for years, like most of my life, who were cussing my name a few years ago, are now calling, what if we did this car? What if we did that car? So it's an exciting time for EV.
I gotcha. I gotta ask you, so I know a lot of touches are custom on this car,
Yeah.
but what would something like this cost if somebody brought you a Cadillac DeVille?
Yeah.
What are some of the components that you have in this car? And
Yep,
what
so
would it cost?
this vehicle right now we have for sale for $289,000. Obviously, there's been a lot of very expensive custom things done to this vehicle. So let's just talk about the power plant specifically.
Yeah, sure.
The kits that we offer to supply basically any vehicle you would want range in price from $16,000 up to $80,000. Now, that price range is based on the performance you want, the range you want, and then the weight of your vehicle. So when we're talking about a Volkswagen Beetle or some of the lightweight vehicles and only a 100-mile range with 125 horsepower, that kit can be under $20,000. When we talk about Tesla P100D 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, that's going to cost you 80 grand. So
for the electrifying kit and components, we're talking motors, batteries,
yep,
inverters, everything, gauges.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
this system is approximately $45,000. Now that doesn't take into consideration all your individual creature comforts of air conditioning and power steering, and each one of those items are anywhere from a $400 upgrade to a $2,500 upgrade in components.
Depending on each vehicle, right?
Yeah.
But in theory, I mean, you've done one Cadillac DeVille.
Oh yeah.
Would it make it easier to do another one because of that?
Absolutely, because these battery boxes become interchangeable. So, and then the motor mounts, same thing. And where you're really going to see these power plants come down in cost is at volume, right? I mean, you look at some of the billet casings on this stuff, and when you're selling 100 of them a year, you're not getting volume pricing at the manufacturer level, right? So we're seeing orders of 1,000 that are now, that's all going to affect the overall cost of these power plants, and also incentives at state level, city level, federal level. There's incentives right now to buy a brand new electric vehicle. Well, at Legacy EV, we're working really hard to get those incentives for repowers.
Yeah.
I mean, from a carbon footprint standpoint, let's repower existing vehicles. They should get twice the credit that somebody gets for the brand new vehicle. Obviously, that's something we're passionate about.
Yeah,
we'll see where it goes.
Makes sense. Totally. All right, dude. Well, thank you for showing me this car. It's obviously, it's hard to get some personal time with it because it's very popular.
No, we've gotten a lot of content on this. So we're being told you guys, this thing's all over the place. So
awesome.
It's exciting. Yeah.
I appreciate it, Ron.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.